So today, if you notice, we're going to talk about triangles and we're going to find the area for triangles. What I'd like for you to do is, first of all, would like for you to make a rectangle. Now, when you make a rectangle, if you remember, how do we find the area of a rectangle? Remember, the area of the rectangle is area equals base times height. Well, if I would take my rectangle and I would cut it in half diagonally like this, I now have made a triangle. The same thing happens if I would make a square. Right, so I have a square. If I would cut it in half diagonally like this, I have the square's area equals base times height, we remember from yesterday. But now I'm going to look at the triangle. And the triangle is this, if you notice, I've cut the rectangle in half. So the formula for our triangle today is area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. So if I would look at my rectangle here that we've drawn, and if we would label this 9 centimeters, and we would label this, let's say 3 centimeters, the area of my rectangle would be 9 times 3, which we know is 27 centimeters. If I want to take that and find out what the area of the triangle is, well, I already know that the triangle is half of my rectangle. So I'm going to basically take 27 times a half, which means I'm going to get 27 over 2. So I'm basically taking 27 and I'm dividing it by 2. And I get an answer of 13.5 centimeters squared would be the triangle. So the triangle is half of what our rectangle or squares are. So we need to remember the formula, 1/2 times base times height. But I showed you that half of something means we're actually dividing it by 2. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can make a couple triangles here in our notes. Let's make a triangle like this. I want you to label this 8 meters. And this is going to be an isosceles because that means this is 12 and this side's 12. All right, let's write the formula. The formula is area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, well, I know the base, so I can substitute in for that. So I have here 1/2. The base is 8. What's the height? Yesterday we learned that the height has to make a perfect right angle. Well, there's no right angle right here. So that means I need to find the height. And the height is from the top point of the triangle down to the base. This would be my height. So I can't solve this problem until I'm told that the height is 11 meters. Now I can substitute in. Now I'm ready to solve. I'm going to multiply 1/2 times 8 times 4. Well, most of us know, we're mathematical, we can think of what is half of 8. Half of 8 is 4. Now I have times 11, and 4 times 11 would be 44, and my label would be meters squared. We can't forget the height has to make that right angle. Let's do another practice one. All right, so I'm going to have you make a scalene triangle here. So where all 3 sides are different. Kind of a strange looking shape. So go ahead and see if you can make that funny looking triangle for me in your notes. And then I'm going to give you some measurements. Let's pretend this down here is 48 meters. And I'm going to tell you that this side over here, let's pretend that that is 110 meters. All right, let's see. How do I find the area of a triangle? Area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, well, here's the base. Is this the height? Can the height be a diagonal? Nope, you're right, it can't. It has to form what we call a right angle. So that means I have to go up here and I have to make the height. So I have to go to the top point And I'm going to make a line that comes down about here and make it come across here to where I have a right angle. Now I'm going to tell you what the height is. The height of this triangle is 63 and 71/100. All right. Ooh, decimals. Boy, Mrs. Hawk's making it challenging today. So let's substitute in here. We have here 1/2 times the base. The base is 48. And the height is going to be 63 and 71/100. So I might have to put some stars here so I know that that's a decimal. All right, let's solve this. Well, what's 1/2 of 48? 1/2 of 48 is 24. So now I have 24 times 63.71 or 71/100. See if you can solve that problem for me. And as soon as you have an answer, we will put it down. All right, so if you need some assistance or weren't able to find the answer, when I multiplied these two together, I got an answer. Well, I make sure I have two decimals of 1,529 and 400ths. Because I'm finding the area of the triangle, I must label it millimeters squared. All right, let's see if I can find another funny shaped triangle for you. All right, so here is my next triangle, and if you notice this triangle, I've got a base and I've got two sides, but what am I missing? I am missing the height. So I'm missing the height again. How do I do the height? The height is the top point for my triangle, and it comes down here to where I make a right angle. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the height I'm going to give you is going to be 5 centimeters. All right, let's see. What's the formula again for triangle? Area equals 1/2 of the base times the height, or times the base times the height. All right, let's see. Let's substitute in. Well, we already have the 1/2. What's my base? My base is 12. And my height is not those two. My height is the 5. All right, what's 1/2 times 12? Well, half of 12 is 6. And 6 times 5 would be 30. My label is centimeters squared. All right, let's give you one more and then we'll let you guys practice. All right, so here's the last. This is a right triangle that I've made. I want you to go ahead and see if you can solve for me the area of my triangle. 1/2 times base times height. I want you to go ahead and substitute in. Okay, let's see how we did. Here's my 1/2. The number you should have used for your base was your 4. The number you should have used for your height, not the 7, but it should have been the 5 where the right angle is. If I take 1/2 of 4, that's the answer, 2. And 2 times 5 is 10 meters squared. All right, very nice job today. Tomorrow we are going to move on to a new shape called the trapezoid, and then we're going to actually do some task cards. So I hope you guys have a great evening.